আমরা করব জয়, আমরা করব জয়, আমরা করব জয় একদিন।
Assalamu alaikum dear viewers and welcome back to Amra Korbo Joy. আশা করছি আপনারা ভালো আছেন। সো ব্রেকের আগে আমি সাজিল অ্যান্ড সাহেবের সাথে কথা বলছিলাম, চলে যাচ্ছি আবার ওদের কাছে। হাই হাই actually I want to mention one thing as well. About 2 days ago unfortunately we lost our Queen of England, and it's a great loss for the country. আমি sure বাংলাদেশ থেকে যখন যে কেউ আসে ইউকেতে বলে যে একটা রানীর দেশ, right? She's been reigning for like 70 years, so it's very sad time for all of us. How do you guys feel?
It's obviously really shocking because it was very unexpected, and to be honest, I really wanted to meet the Queen, like before, after graduation and something. Like it was probably like a big honor for me to be able to meet the Queen of England. And it's just really sad and shocking, but she did so much for UK, and not just UK, Bangladesh, everything. And
She's like lots of historical changes.
Really.
We've had so many good changes because of our dear Queen, and unfortunately she is no more. So condolences, and she will always be in our mind and in our hearts. So I'm going to change the topic a little bit now. So Sajil,
yes,
could you tell me a bit about your career? As you said, you want to do like chemical engineering, but what is it that you actually want to do with chemical engineering? Is it would you like to make any contribution to Bangladesh or here?
so my main plan is, with chemical engineering, I want to study something along the lines of something to do with energy. Because right now global warming is a big issue, and burning of fossil fuels and non-renewable sources are like becoming crazy. Like everything with gas, like gas supplies are gonna run out like into 30-40 years time.
And we're burning really short on the resources, aren't we?
Crazy short. So we need something to replace them, and that's what I want to do. I want to develop something like an alternative fuel, maybe improve the solar powers or tidal powers, or anything like nuclear energy. That's a big one for chemical engineering. So I want to do something with that, and by that I think I'm going to be able to help not just England or Bangladesh, but like a lot of the whole world,
globally.
Globally, because all of us needs it, and all of us are going to suffer if we don't do anything on it.
Okay,
So that's the plan.
amazing. Sahib, same question for you. What is your plan, your future plan with your career?
I'm not gonna lie, but I haven't thought that far ahead. But
Not yet.
Yeah.
I guess it's because you still are gonna go into your A levels, and then obviously you're gonna choose. You haven't made up your mind yet what you want to do, but I wish you all the best for whatever it is that you wish to endeavour in your future.
Thank you.
So I want to ask you both about your mum and dad. Of course, our mum and dad, they are the main support in our household, and they are the backbone for us kids as well.
Actually.
So could you tell me a bit about your mum and dad as well, please?
So my mom's name is Asma Akhtar, and my dad's name is Nur Muhammad. And obviously my mom and dad are the reason that I'm here today in UK and doing so good, all thanks to my parents. My dad worked really hard his whole lifetime to give us all the support that we need, starting with the tuition, the clothes, like traveling, food, everything was my dad's responsibility. Before he got something for himself, he always used to make sure that we get everything first. And my mom always used to take care of us since we're in Bangladesh. She was the one that used to take me from, like, because the school was pretty far. She used to take me to school and bring me back. Same with my brother. Take him to school, bring him back, then cook food.
Was your school located quite far from where you live?
It was pretty far. It was like 45 minutes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and with the traffic and everything, and were pretty young back then as well.
Yeah.
And it was only my mom and us two because my dad was in Portugal.
Okay.
So she had a lot of responsibilities, and she never did, like, she always made sure to take care of us both
Of course.
amazingly, yeah. And even in UK, like, all the time when I was, like, studying, eating properly, she used to come, like, feed me, go to sleep, taking care of my health, everything.
Our mothers are very special. Both our mom and our dad. I mean, before they think about themselves, they always put their children first. So I like to say thank you both to your mom and dad, and not just your mom and dad, but for all the mom and dads out there for taking really, really good care of us and making sure that we have what we need. So thank you, and hats off to you all. Honestly, like, lots of love to you guys from the bottom of our hearts. So Sahib, who is your role model?
My role model?
Yeah.
I mean, as a Muslim, I should say Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. It is him, obviously. There's other people who also has a lot of inspiration. I mean, I took inspiration from them.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I'm proud of him because he went to Cambridge. Obviously, in such short amount of time, in 5 years ago. Yeah.
So if you, obviously because your brother's going into chemical engineering and you want to go into engineering as well, and because you've done similar subject, if not all the subjects, the same as your brother. So if you were to get stuck or anything, like with homeworks or anything, is your brother the first person that you would approach?
Oh yeah, 100%. It was him. Really maths, like he's really good at maths.
Is he?
Yeah. And a bit of science, like here and there. But he's like the first person I used to go. I still go. Like yesterday I went there. I went to him.
How do you feel about your brother moving out and going to Cambridge?
I mean, there was pros and there's cons.
Okay.
Obviously I'm gonna be sad. I'm gonna miss him. It's gonna be by myself the whole time. I'm gonna feel lonely most of the time. And the pro is that I'm gonna get the whole room to myself.
Yeah, the privilege.
Okay. So Sajil, is there, because you're now going on to university, to Cambridge University, to such a prestige university, and I'm sure your mom and dad and your whole family is proud of you as well. What advice would you give to your brother? Because he's now stepping into doing A levels.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to him? Or actually, not just to him, but to our younger viewers out there as well, because I'm sure they are watching us and they would want to know, like, how do you achieve the grades? How did you manage your time? And what do you need to do to go to such a prestige university? So if you could tell us a bit about that.
Yeah. So first thing that you have to make sure if you want to get to a very good university is you need to have a very clear goal in your mind that what you want to achieve, and so you need to be making sure that you study well, like really hard since the beginning. You can't leave it for like, oh, I'm going to study after year 12, I'm going to study at the end of year 13, because the 2 years are very short. They're going to pass by like this, and you have to make sure you're all focused, ready to like learn, and always finish your course as quickly as you can. A levels are all about you doing all the practice papers, putting in the extra hours, going to teachers, asking for help, and writing an amazing personal statement, doing your research really well, and just knowing like all your stuff like inside out. And like interviews, you need to do, like for me, for Cambridge, you have to do a lot of extra stuff, like you have to make sure.
So actually, I do want to ask that about you, because obviously when you apply for universities like Cambridge, Oxford, Imperial, the top universities, the prestige universities, what were the steps that you had to take? Like, did you do any curricular extra activities? And also, like, how did you make your personal statement stand out from rest of the candidate?
So the first thing you have to do is you need to make sure your grades are amazing, because the top unis, they want top grades as well. So you need to have like almost all A stars, and predictions, you need to have very good predictions. And after you get predictions done, then you have to make sure the next step is your personal statement. And for personal statement, they don't want any basic stuff, they want very complicated stuff. So for me, I had to do a lot of research on fields of chemistry, and also I had to do some research on quantum mechanics, and I had to do some stuff on like about photosynthesis, but artificial photosynthesis. So producing sunlight from different sources, and it was a lot of hard, complicated stuff that was very hard to understand at first. But my teachers were like, you have to keep on reading more stuff, so you keep on understanding.
Teachers were there, and of course you had your friends, and you did a lot of research into it as well. But apart from your personal statement, did you do any other activities?
I had,
because of course, like the top universities, they just don't want to see the education side as well. I'm sure they want to see a variety of things in you as a person.
Yes, definitely. They want you to do a lot of, they don't want a robot, they want a person. So what they want you to do is they want you to have social skills, because in a university it's not just about you learning yourself, it's more about you learning in a group of students, and they want a person that can fit in with people. So they want you to see that you have the communication skills, and they need to see like, oh, so you need to show them that, yeah, I have done this and that. So I did Duke of Edinburgh, which was
amazing.
Yeah, which was nice. I did the silver one, and then I had a lot of like group projects that I did. In year 11, I did the one project with Business Challenge. So I used to do business for GCSEs, and there was a challenge going on in the whole of London, and we went on to, there was a team of 5 people, and we went on to becoming top 3 in the challenge. And it was like presenting your own business idea that was going to be sustainable and something good for the environment. And we didn't come first, but we came third.
But that's that's in the top 3.
That was in the top 3.
I'm sure there must have been a lot of groups there, but congratulations for achieving that.
Thank you.
Also, so these are the ones with your school and your colleges. Did you do anything like by yourself, like as an extra, like outside of your education?
Yes, by myself. What I did was, it's a bit academic related, but what happens is when you go to year 12, there is a lot of programs from universities. So I went on to do 3 programs. So I did the Saturn Trust with Cambridge, and it was basically like 2 weeks residential to Cambridge, and then I did one program with University of Bath, which was like you have to do a research project on this thing, which was outside of like completely irrelevant to A-levels and stuff. Doing like, it's more like feeling how university actually works. So those teachers, they would give you an assignment and tell you about like lectures. There was to be lectures for 2 weeks, and then after the 4 or 5 lectures, you have to go on writing your own assignment and your own research project and stuff, and then present it to them, and they'll mark it, and then they'll tell you what grade you got. And then it was just very exciting.
So would you tell our viewers out there, it's not just like the school projects that you should get involved in, but you should do like a lot of things by yourself as well?
Definitely.
Because that makes you definitely stand out.
Because a lot of people, because first thing is, when you apply to a very good uni, a lot of people have the same grades as you, but what they don't have is the extra stuff outside of school, which you have to do it yourself, and you have to be bothered too about it. And that's what makes you stand out, and the universities will probably take you if you do that.
Amazing. Sahib, I'm going to come to you. Do you have any activities within and outside of your school?
I mean, obviously, when I was in secondary, COVID struck like at the middle of the thing, secondary. So I lost like a year and a half. COVID, so, and then also after COVID,
it was a big challenge for everyone.
And even after COVID, there was like limitations to what I can do. So I mean, I still did some things like HSBC workshops. I worked at Barclays, and then I went to like NYU and stuff when I was in year 7 and 8. After that, there wasn't much to do because GCSE was there, and then I had to study more.
Pandemic and So when you went, now you've already started at St. Paul's Way. What was the process like after you received your results? Did you apply straight away to get that position, or did you apply before you got your grades?
No, I mean, you have to get the predictory grades first. Before GCSEs.
Right.
You get them for your mocks, and then you have to apply to certain sixth forms. I applied to Bow, St. Paul's Way, and other sixth forms. I was St. Paul's Way. They called me, and I went there and enrolled straight away.
Was St. Paul's your first choice?
It was.
It was amazing, amazing. Are you looking to do any activities in St. Paul's? Do they have any curriculum activities there, or?
I mean, they're still sorting the things out right now.
Is there anything that you have interest in? Have you looked into anything there?
Yes.
What is
Something
it?
that like POV, one of them.
Okay.
Silver award, and then there is workshops that should help me with my prospects and stuff. Like something that will help me with engineering.
Okay.
Along the lines.
All right. So, to you both, listening from Sujil and Sahib, if you want to go into like a prestige university, you should always look on to take like any project works that you get, not only in school but outside of a school as well, and just really make yourself stand out with your personal statement. Of course, you have your teachers, research is the key, right?
That is the key.
That is the key. Research into what you're saying, because if you want that top spot, research is the way to go.
And can I just add on to something?
Sure.
It's okay. And the interviews are like very, very important if you want to apply to a very good university. Like
How would you prepare for the interview? What kind of things do they ask you?
The interview is very weird, if I'm being honest with you, because
is it hard?
It's very hard. They can ask you anything, like that is just completely unrelated. And
from your, it can be anything.
Anything on your, for example, with Cambridge, I had 2 interviews. One was with physics, which I didn't do physics, but they had given me an interview on physics, so I had to learn some more concepts outside of like just chemistry or biology. So I had to go out and then learn about more like mechanics, some of the other like parts of physics, and then there was another one on chemical engineering. And then I was like, chemical engineering, there's not a subject in A-levels, so I have to like actually learn what chemical engineering was, what things you learn in chemical engineering in uni. I had to do some more research on it, and the questions were very off topic.
Okay. So how long did it take you to prepare for the interview?
The interview, to be honest, I was preparing since the beginning of year 13.
So would you say, like, if someone was to prepare for the interview, would you say that they need to prepare like a year in advance, or like a few months in advance?
Few months in advance should be better.
Yeah?
A year, I don't think you need to prepare for a year.
Okay.
But what you do need to prepare for is the admission test. That test is very hard. It's harder than actual A-levels,
really?
if I'm being honest with you. It's extremely hard.
So what's in the admission? What things do they ask?
The admission test, it has three sections, but you do like 2 of them. So there's one first section was based on 20 maths questions and 20 chemistry questions, and the second section was 20 chemistry questions, but you get an hour to do them. And and it's all multiple choice questions, and there's like 15 answers for each question, then you have to pick one from.
No, that's really tough, because if you say you get an hour, surely when you're in the exam, time goes so quick, like working out, although it's multiple choices, but of course you have to work out the answers. So I guess like just really for the viewers out there, one tip would be like, if it is a subject that it could be any subject, like you're doing chemical engineering, someone else might do a completely different subject. So it's just like be prepared well in advance, at least about a few months, and just be prepared to expect questions out of the ordinary, because you don't know what's going to happen, right?
Yes, that's definitely it.
Okay. So, question for you both. Do you miss Bangladesh?
I do miss Bangladesh a lot. Yeah, I miss like, all my relatives are in Bangladesh, all the old friends, and they're there, and it's like, I want to go back because I haven't been there in about 5 years.
Oh, that's all.
Yeah, that's a long time.
So since you've come to the UK, you haven't been?
I was supposed to go this year, but for some reason it didn't happen.
Okay.
And so like, I'm not sure when I'm going to go next, and that's just heartbreaking.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, what about you?
I mean, to be honest, the cities are kind of crowded. The parts that I miss the most is the countryside.
Of course.
Like the peaceful areas. I mean, I think I used to go every year, almost every year, for holidays, during like Eid time and summer holidays. And then like all of my cousins used to like gather up, we used to play team sports and stuff.
Okay.
And like, I don't know, swim in the lake. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, are you guys up for a quiz?
I mean, sure.
UK and Bangladesh. I think we have like few minutes left. So let me see how well you know UK and Bangladesh. Okay.
Hopefully I don't flop.
Okay, I have some questions. Some general knowledge questions. Some will be from about the UK and Bangladesh. So first question, how many rings are there? How many rings in the Olympic symbol are made from?
3?
Three rings?
I think so.
Are you sure?
Things is 3 rings, not 3.
Do you know that answer?
It's definitely more than 3 rings.
How many rings?
7?
5.
5.
5 rings. Okay.
Halfway through.
Okay, another question I have. Which element is said to keep bones strong?
Calcium.
Calcium. Okay. What is the tallest tower in London?
The tallest tower. Do you know the name of it?
Tallest building. Tallest building in London.
Is it the Gherkin?
It's like
Actually, no clue.
the shard.
Shares.
The shard. Okay. Question for Bangladesh. What is the national animal of Bangladesh?
Tiger.
Tiger. Yes.
Because even the Bengali team.
Royal
we call
Bengal
them Royal
tiger.
Bengal tigers.
The Royal Bengal
Okay.
tiger. Okay. In Bangladesh, you'll find the longest beach one of the longest beach in the world,
Cox's Bazar.
Cox's Bazar. Do you know how many miles it is?
I actually remember learning it back in year 5. What to memorize that amount of the miles. It was
Few hundred?
no, there's no way 200.
I have no
Okay,
idea.
so it's 74 miles.
74 miles.
74 miles. Okay. What is the national flower of Bangladesh?
Shapla.
Water lily.
Yes.
Shapla is Bengali. Shapla.
Shapla.
Shapla full.
Yeah, that's it. That's the end of the quiz. Before we actually finish our show, are there any final tips or advice that you'd like to give to our younger viewers out there?
For me, I think it's if you're gonna start your GCSEs or if you're gonna do your A-levels, just work really hard and have fun. Because the more you grow up, the more you realize the time you have. Time is very valuable. The time you get to play, the time you get to spend with your parents, friends, is very, very, very precious. So spend it well, wisely, and yeah, have fun.
Very wise words.
For me, I can only give tips for GCSEs. What I'll say is just start getting serious from year 10 and you'll be fine.
Okay, amazing. So, final tips would be just be yourself. I think it's so important that our viewers out there, regardless of whatever subject you want to go into, whether it be A-levels or universities or GCSEs, just to really, really enjoy yourself and of course enjoy your time, spend and take like regular breaks as well.
Yeah,
Isn't
definitely.
it? Because if you do get stuck in a subject and you don't understand, maybe sometimes it's good just to walk away from it and come back. Also, a lot of practice questions out there. Yeah, and just really just enjoy the subject and don't feel pressured to do a subject if you don't enjoy. I think that is a key.
Definitely.
Wouldn't you say?
It's definitely
Yeah,
a
because
key.
if you don't enjoy your subject, obviously.
You won't be able to work as hard as
Yeah.
you would be able to for other subjects.
Okay, amazing. So that is now the end of our show. Sajil and Sahib, I would like to thank you for coming to my show and for sharing your wonderful journey with us, coming from Bangladesh and, to the UK, sharing your story about your struggles, your success, and for, of course, achieving those wonderful grades that you have. And, and not just me, but I'm sure our viewers as well, they've gained a lot of knowledge and a lot of tips and advice from you both, and I wish you all the very best in your career and in your future as well. So thank you so much for coming to my show.
Thank you very much for giving us, having us here and allowing us to share our journey with everyone else. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you so much. Thank you. প্রিয় দর্শক, আমাদের শো এখন শেষে চলে আসছি। আশা করছি আপনারা আমাদের সাথে থাকবেন পরের সপ্তাহে স্যাটারডে 3টা থেকে 4টা পর্যন্ত অন আমরা করব জয় অন আয়ন টিভি। আসসালামু আলাইকুম, ভালো থাকবেন, আল্লাহ হাফেজ।
আমরা